Hey everybody, welcome to Simple Guy Gaming. We're continuing on with our playthrough of Dragon Age. We're gonna give Sten this Chastened Flat Blade. It is probably the best early on item you can give to Sten because he is a two-handed sword wielder. And we're just gonna go on and continue what we were doing earlier, or in the last episode. I was saying that we're going to be trying to go through and do side quests for Wolverine, just to keep The goal here is to try to kill these bandits, because that's the first time they give you the chance you're working. And the reason we do that is because it's going to make it somewhat easier to buy some early set.
Why are we stopping?
Some early set armor for, or not set armor, early armor for Sten. Plus, you can always find stuff on the dead bandits, particularly guys. Real quick, we're gonna go over
Back
more
again.
Character. Sorry, I'm trying to remember how to set tactics. There we go. See? I said it was the damager, I think. No, actually. Did she have hit? No, we're gonna set her for murderer? Sure. Let's go ahead and set her with that. We'll do that one for her. And then for Sten, we're going to do Scrapper, just because Sten is damage. I do believe we still have him set on. Oh, we're gonna put him on this defender. That's what we want. We want him to, essentially, and we'll just keep him because if you're playing the game, why are you playing as anyway? We're gonna just go ahead and create a couple of these just to give us some extra. I usually go after the Mambaris first, just because they can be a hassle early, and they really can. And it sucks because they're not necessarily like the worst enemy. They're just the most annoying because they do have a lot of.
Be wary.
This room.
Fight. Ankle.
Begin the onslaught.
I always forget that there's an actual pause for the combat. because I barely use it most of the time. Specifically on console, I barely use it. Like I said, this is kind of like a learning curve for me because I'm so used to playing it on the console. So going from console to PC is just like not like the biggest of leaps, but it is kind of a significant.
My bruises are all bruised.
I'm very excited to experience the game in this new light. And see, you get some really good for Sten. So now we can come over here. Sten, my boy. Just give him all of this really early game. Okay, I think that's about it. I think there's one more band of bandits that we have to... Yep, right here. Again, we're gonna go after the bugs first. However, you don't want to get surrounded. Specifically, you don't want to have your main character be surrounded. Alistair being surrounded is not like the biggest of deals. It's really weird. Because Alistair is actually built to be that guy. Sometimes he can get overwhelmed, but very rarely have I seen it happen. I'm not trying to report it. I'm just very bad about paying attention when I'm also talking at the same time. Which is weird, because I actually work better when I talk, but for some reason when I'm talking while playing video games, it just changes the whole dynamic of my brain.
We must fight. Let us do it quickly.
I go from articulate to... What does this button do?
As you say.
Alright, so with that, that is the bandit quest done. Now we're just jauntering over to the dead bodies. So with that, you can come back over to the message board over there and actually collect the bounty for, you can collect the gold for the bounty. And then of course they give you a couple of more, which is what we're showing off today. But yeah, no, I'm pretty excited. I'm very excited to be playing this in coming up, because like I've got this one that I'm going to be playing through. I've got Dragon Age 2 and Inquisition. I'm not so much looking forward to Inquisition just because of the sheer mass amount of that game.
Is full of hardship.
And it's just one of those things that it's going to be interesting to see what happens, but I'm like I said, it's going to be pretty fun to just get down and just I'm so excited. I don't know if I mean, I know I've said it a lot, but this is one of my favorite game series of all time, because I'm a huge RPG fan, and this is one of those RPGs that, in personal opinion, just hits all the right marks. It is so good to play this game and just feel powerful towards the end of the game when you are actually accomplished. Like, it's just, it's hard to put into words without being awesome multiple times. But yeah, so again, going forward, I'm looking forward to the series just because this is what I was meaning by getting over. Like, this is one of those fights where we are actually kind of wrong. And this is where I'll say that having higher constitution does help. Like, which is why eventually I'm going to start building into constitution with our character. Eventually. Because bam, look, we're back up.
It has begun.
It shall be done.
And we have found the boy's mother.
Very well.
Alright. So now we get to come over here and fight bears.
If we must fight, let us do it.
I kind of want to wait until your warriors get into battle. And this is why, like, a lot of people tell you if you're playing your main characters or rogue to play as one of the warriors first because you want them to enter the battle first. However, I like the challenge. I like having the challenge of the possibility of my character being the leader. Like, they need to follow him, and it's just one of those things that I like to do. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and give him shield wall. That is bears done. I think, yep. Now we get to fight probably my girlfriend's very worst, which is probably going to make her not watch the video. Yeah, my girlfriend does not like spiders. I will put a warning into the title letting you guys know spiders. There are a few episodes, or there's a few levels going forward that do feature spiders. So if you do have arachnophobia, please be wary. Again, I will be putting warnings into the title just so you know. But these are spiders that, like, you can at least, you know, somewhat be okay. At least you can see them coming. You know, it's the little, like, the little sneakers.
Very well.
Are hard to. I'm not a big fan of spiders either. I'd rather take on a you know 4-foot spider than a little tiny. Huh? All right. Did pretty well. Let's go ahead. Yeah. So this is kind of what side questing is in Dragon Age. Is a lot of back and forth. I know it sucks, but you know, here we are. I still feel like it's a fun game. Like, sometimes they do reuse some side quests, but not in this game very much. And heck,
Blessed
not even
are the
in
peacekeepers,
like the rest of them.
champions of the just. And the stars stood still, the winds did quiet, and all animals of earth and air held their breath. All was silent in prayer and thanks.
Welcome. And there are no more, so we can come up here and hit draw. Let's go ahead. Yeah. We have completed all of them. So, that's essentially the Lothering story. It's not the longest, it's not even, like, I wouldn't even call it the greatest, but it gives you a good introduction of trying to ease you into the game, trying to make it so where you're not just rushing through. And like I said, it's actually pretty fun to explore and everything. So
we done heard what was said. You're a warden. I don't know if you killed King Cailan, and make her forgive me, I don't care. But that bounty on your head could feed a lot of hungry bellies. Attack!
Enemies approaching.
I wish there was a way to actually, like, be able to resolve this peacefully. I feel bad killing a bunch of refugees, but, you know, here we are. And every enemy has a different type of, like, damage that they do. These guys aren't doing very much. And that is another level. Silver ring. copper, not bad. Alrighty. So, we are going to go ahead and level up. So, we do now have a specialization point, now that I can actually talk. And you have 4 options. You have the assassin, the bard, the ranger, and the duelist. Personally, I like ranger for early game because it gives you an extra party member, technically. Duelist is also really good for dual-handed fighting. Assassin is more for your stealthy characters. Not bad choice to go with. And bard is... I don't really play bard. I play the rest of them, but that's the one I usually just try to stay away from. But I think we're going to go with ranger as soon as that we're able. Alright, we're going to go ahead and level up. Actually, you know what? We're going to level up strength, and we're going to give ourselves a single point into constitution for now. Oh, we're getting stealth. Again, this is like playing stealth rogues isn't like the worst thing in the world. It's just not what I prefer to play when I'm playing this game. However, I do use the stealth option pretty heavily in Dragon Age Inquisition. But it's mostly for Varric. Because normally in Dragon Age Inquisition, I go with a warrior. Just because they give you the opening to that game doesn't have a lot of requirements for like this one and or Dragon Age 2. However, Dragon Age 2 gives you plenty of opportunities to get some really good with, you know, whatever class you choose. It's not specifically locked behind chests that you have to own, which is great. This game, like a lot of this game, depending on which you play, which class, has a pretty big dependent on the class that you choose. Like the human noble side is heavily dependent on rogue just because of the, you know, very early game loot
I shall do it.
that you can get.
It shall be done.
That doesn't necessarily mean that you have to get it, because even you guys saw it. It's not like the greatest of stuff, but it's still early game loot that you can sell and get more money.
The name's Bodon Feddick, merchant and entrepreneur. This here is my son, Sandal. Say hello, my boy.
Hello.
Hello.
It's been mighty dangerous these days. Mind if I ask what brings you out here? Perhaps we're going the same way. Grey Wardens. My, that does rather explain a lot. No offense, but I suspect there's more excitement on your path than my boy and I can handle. Allow me to bid you farewell and good fortune, though.
Goodbye.
Now then, let's get this mess cleaned up, shall we?
Alrighty.
It has begun.
And with that, we are going to the party camp. I believe is where it takes you right next, because you do have a cutscene that comes up. Plus, it introduces you to the party camp setting.
Bad dreams, huh? Well, it is real, sort of. You see, Part of being a Grey Warden is being able to hear the Darkspawn. That's what your dream was, hearing them. The Archdemon, it talks to the Horde, and we feel it just as they do. That's why we know this is really a blight. I don't know if it's really a dragon, but it sure looks like one. But yes, that's the Archdemon. It takes a bit, but eventually you can block the dreams out. Some of the older Grey Wardens say they can understand the Archdemon a bit, but I sure can't. Anyhow, when I heard you thrashing around, I thought I should tell you. It was scary at first for me, too.
You guys should make a pamphlet that says
I
you get some
screamed like
really
a little
fucked up
girl.
dreams. Just saying.
Duncan said he thought I had someone in my room. Not embarrassing at all. Anyhow, you're up now, right? Let's pull up camp and get a move on.
All right. So this here is the party camp. This is essentially where you go to talk, romance, sell goods, specifically with my man Bowden.
It's good to see you, my timely rescuer. Bodon Fennec, at your service. Once again,
Bodon
I
Fennec.
saw your camp and thought to myself, what safer place to rest for the evening than in the camp of a Grey Warden? I'm perfectly willing to offer you a fine discount for the inconvenience of our presence. How does that sound? Good? Yes? I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
Oh, we get a discount, huh? Why didn't you say so? You can get some really cool early, or not early, but you can get some really cool loot here, like the Spell Ward is a fantastic necklace for mages, or for just anybody, realistically. Like, then you have got the Parvalan Willstone, really good for mages as well. Dalish pendant is okay. That's also a really good belt. That's very solid for if you're wanting to try to get your sales up. But then you also got like the Spirit Hands, you know, good early game gloves for some of the mages. You have the Bard's Dancing shoes, which is good for rogues like myself. I always try to go for these as early as possible, because you can get this and then combine it with the Amulet of Accord, and your hostility basically becomes nothing. Honestly, it's pretty cool. The Silverhammer Trackmasters, also solid choice because of the +2 dexterity. Earthheart's Portable Bulkwork, always try to get that for Alistair before, you know, getting too far. And then of course you got the collars for your guy. Very, very solid axe. There's no way to get it, you know, super quickly unless you just like sell everything. But it's again one of those very few things that you can get that is pretty solid. It's a very solid piece of equipment. Did that give me enough? No, it didn't. Okay, there's gotta be some other things I can sell to try to get that. And I could sell the Blood Dragon armor, but that, because I'm gonna try to put. That's usually what I put Sten in, is the Blood Dragon armor, just because Sten again is one of my favorite warriors to play. So, we do have the Oathkeeper now, which does give us a open slot. Like, don't get me wrong, the family sword, good sword, great sword, even. But that 1.5 armor penetration plus 10% to healing effects received, and it's got an enchantment slot. Much better. Then we can come over, and then of course, like, you can look, it's the same, but the physical resistance is much better for the warrior, just because it helps him with damage. Doesn't really help with spell damage. much, but still a solid choice that you can go with. Let's go ahead and talk to the boy
The boy's
Sandal,
a bit simple, but he's rather
because we
good
do
with
have a couple
enchantments.
of enchantments. I
One of
believe.
those tranquil fellas actually called him a... what was it now? A savant. I had no idea such a thing existed.
Enchantment!
Enchantment! Yep, so we can do the enchantment for the Oathkeeper. Usually I throw the Journeyman Electricity one on there, and you, of course, can remove him at any point, so it's not like you're locked into the choice.
You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. It's good to have you along on the road.
So we can
I'm
always...
sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
change out the runes or enchantments for stuff that's actually going to benefit depending on the mission that we play. So I'll keep that. Can sell that. Sell that. We can sell the 2 acid flasks. Let's go ahead and, you know, we're gonna go ahead and do that one. Get rid of that. Get rid of the grease trap. Get rid of the death root extract. Get rid of that. Get rid of the fire crystals, the life stones, the frost rock, that. Okay, we're almost there. Just a couple of more. Get rid of those. Get rid of a couple of these both of those topazes. And screw them as we get rid of those. Alright, cool. So, oh, we're not quite there yet. Not quite there. Let's go ahead. That's not really worth it. We get rid of the trap triggers. Still doesn't quite put us where we need, so let's go back over here. Let's go ahead and get rid of the quartz. Might as well, and the greenstone. Alright. Bam. So now I have the Bard's Dancing Shoes. Which, again,
Are you sure I can't interest
So
you in this hat?
excellent
I'm sure you'll be...
early game armor that for rogues just fits perfectly. We're gonna switch it with this because with the reduced aggressiveness or hostility, we're not going to be targeted too much, so it's mostly now about just making sure that we just sort of try to keep aware of our
I
surroundings.
am grateful. 'Tis thoughtful
Sorry, I
indeed.
lost my train of thought there for a second. Happens all the time. Again, just going through the gifts, just want to make sure I'm not.
A fine gift. You have my thanks. Interesting.
She is the one I always try to romance, because I love romancing her. Because again, she is my favorite Dragon Age character of all time. And then for Alistair, yep, I was correct. Now, this doesn't mean I'm actually going after
I can get used to
Alistair's
this, you know.
romance. What this bar means is how much they like you. You don't necessarily have to romance them or anything. But yeah, so that is our Lothering playthrough for Dragon Age. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you guys enjoyed seeing all the side quests, let me know, and I will try to do some more in the future. Don't forget to pip-pip-to-doodly-doo. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Later on. Peace.